Hi everyone, it's Johnny Seed here again, and today I'm going to be reliving a childhood trauma. Okay, no, not quite exactly, but we are going to be re-listening to what I consider to be the weirdest, most terrifying record I've ever heard in my life. It's on a Flexi-Disc, as you might be able to tell. What is it? Well, it's the... just dropped on the floor. So I'll explain, shall I? The last time I heard this record was in 1982 when I was 11 years old. And it terrified me to the point where I took it off the turntable, chopped it up into tiny pieces and threw it in the bin because I was convinced it was cursed. So this isn't the original one, obviously, unless it's somehow managed to find its way back to me after all these years. And if I was to hold it up to the light, I'd see a shadowy image of my young screaming face burnt into the plastic. But no, this is something I've recently bought off eBay. What is it? It's the free disc that came with this, the Unexplained magazine, the Voices from the Dead. Amazing free record inside. So apparently this is these are voices recorded from beyond the grave. I don't think there's any way of proving either way, but the chances are that these probably aren't actually voices from the dead, but they did sound very weird to me when I was, when I was much younger. So whilst I'm not exactly a believer nowadays, when I was much younger I certainly was. In fact, when I was 10, 11 years old, I was all over the unexplained and paranormal and ghosts and UFOs and things like that. I'm not sure what it was. I think maybe it was because the Arthur C. Clarke's Mysterious World had just been on television. So when I went into a newsagent's and saw this on sale, I was all over it, and I ended up collecting, I don't know, I probably got about 30 issues of this over the years, but I've not looked at it in a long time. So before I replay this for the first time since 1982, I thought we'd have a quick look through the magazine. It's not that I'm putting off listening to that or anything, although I am putting off listening to it. Alright, so in here we have I think this is the poster I had on my wall. Pretty sure it is, in fact. See that? It's all in really good nick. This is on eBay, wasn't it? About £2 or £3. Oh yeah, yeah. So this is exactly the sort of stuff I was into. Did ancient man draw these pictures as a message to the skies? How is it that live fishes wet and wriggling rain from the skies? Is our Earth a shell with an unknown lands? Is it Earth a shell with unknown lands within yet to be discovered? No. Can the prick of a needle conquer pain? Well, I don't think there's anything mysterious about acupuncture, is there? What is the truth behind the vivid revelations of psychic dreams and clairvoyance? Okay. Are black holes doorways to other universes? Well, this is like science nowadays, isn't it? Do we have a spiritual body existing separately from the physical? Very possibly, if you believe in the multi-universes. So, issue 1. Yeah, with that hubcap on the front. Yeah, I told you I'm a skeptic. I'm not saying there's no such thing as UFOs, I'm just saying they're not... You probably don't look like that after your heart. So the Unexplained Mysteries of Mind, Space and Time. 60p. Here we go, the ghost in the machine. So has the modern tape recorder provided evidence of survival after death? Thousands of voices purporting to be those of the dead have been recorded, and there is no rational explanation for their origin, apart from maybe picking up radio signals. If you've ever, I remember doing gigs where we'd have a radio mic, for the guitars and the microphones, and occasionally they'd pick up like taxi cab radios and things like that. So I don't think there's anything weird about tape recorders picking up mysterious voices. Right, so what do we have here? The recording voices yourself. An ordinary cassette tape recorder can be used to record electronic voices, but generally speaking, the better the equipment, the more satisfactory the results. Machines with volume, tone and level controls make the task of deciphering the voices or playback much easier, and a good set of headphones is essential. Yeah, there's that Periolia, I think, is it, or is that just a visual version where you see faces and things that aren't faces? So if you're listening to loads of static, your brain will try to seek out bits that sound like language, and anything that sounds a bit like a word, you've got, that sounds like a word. All right, okay. We've delayed quite long enough. I'm going to get this thing on the machine. It's very difficult to find one of these. It was difficult to find one of these with the record intact. I mean, this doesn't look like it's been taken out. So, it's all coming back to me now. breakthrough, an amazing experiment in electronic communication with the dead. A general introduction with examples of the voices. Signed on 33 RPM. This has actually got a copyright of it. Vista Records Limited, 1971, which is interesting. So this must have been re-released. This must have been released before. Okay. Made in England by Sound for Industry. Now, unusually for a Flexi-Disc, as far as I can tell, this is two-sided. Normally, most magazine Flexi-Discs I've ever seen have only been one-sided. This looks horrendously... It's not exactly scratched, it just looks very... Oh, we'll see if it plays. Let's do it, shall we? Okay.
The following section deals with examples of voices grouped according to the various recording methods.
Okay.
In collaboration with technical experts, the experimenter has evolved 6 different methods of recording. A. Microphone.
Microphone.
B. Radio frequency.
Something like that.
Frequency transmitter. D. Diode.
Diode.
E. Goniometer. And F. Psychophone.
Psychophone?
The reader will find details about the various types in the appropriate section of breakthrough.
Microphone voices. The experimenter states that in his opinion, man cannot grasp the events after death with his intellect or even with his intuition. A voice replies in German, kann. He can.
He can, okay.
At the end of a recording session, the experimenter says that he is tired. A voice comes in with Bonne Nacht.
Not exactly proof, is it? It's just someone talking into a tape.
And Swedish. Good night. A request by the experimenter that the voice entities should tell him from where they came is answered by a voice saying, Seelisches Land.
English. Over now. Over now.
German. Land of the Soul. Radio frequency voices. Professor Loritz, who was a close friend of the experimenter, promised that he would manifest, if possible, after death. We hear a voice say, Loritz,
Oops.
je nach...
It's not as creepy as I remember it. That's pretty creepy.
Latvian. Loritz will join.
Can you hear all that? That's just... it just sounds like the radio.
Latvian.
It could also be something that was previously on the tape.
You are the author here.
I don't know what year this
Give me
was.
a house.
It sounds quite old.
Diode voices. The voice of an entity whom the experimenter does not know, but who calls herself Agnes, a helper, probably remarks here on unfavorable recording conditions. Agnes, furchtbar slick. German and Latvian. Agnes, terribly bad.
I don't remember it all being in German and Latvian.
Later identified as that of a man who lived and died in a place called Kirnbach in the Black Forest.
Well, to be honest, I'd
Germany,
kind of forgotten all about it until I got reminded.
Wartet auf Walter von Kirnbach.
Got reminded by my brother. He said, "No, you should get." He was like, "Remember that record that you got and you chopped up and threw away because it freaked you out so much?" Why don't you go and get it again and
Wait
listen to
for
it?
water from Kilnbach. A voice calls James Joyce.
Really? Not quite. Is it James Joyce?
Now a voice, which may be Winston Churchill's, says, Mark you, make believe, my dear, yes. Make believe, my dear, yes.
Yeah. That could have been just taken off the radio, wouldn't it?
Make believe, my dear, yes. Followed by Winston Churchill.
There's even music. You can even hear the background music. There's a little of like soundtrack.
Heard at the end of a recording session indicates that the voice entities have their own transmitting station.
So they have their own transmitting station and they're entities. Or maybe they're just broadcasters.
Russian and German. The first voice is that of Margarete Petrowski, who had told the experimenter during her lifetime that she did not believe in an existence after death. After her
Irony.
passing, these
It's very easy to kind of imagine how people would be
now elected
convinced about
voice.
this when they
Tauta,
the very
what
basic knowledge
yes.
of recording. You know, it all seems mysterious, like photography. You think, oh no, you got a photograph of it, it must be true. Because photographs can't be doctored anyway, can they? Same with audio things, like they recorded it, so it's got to be true. Listen to it. I mean, I was convinced. I was terrified of this. I was like, my God, they've actually recorded people from beyond the grave. I had no idea.
Tutti.
I just took it at face value. I mean, it was in a magazine. So it must be true, yes? That's it. I mean, to an 11-year-old.
Distorted German.
Yeah, but
The dead.
I can't believe adults were convinced by this. Right, so that was the Unexplained magazine's free gift, the Voices from the Dead. Yeah, nowhere near as terrifying as I remember it. There's the actual, I'll just have this up. Actually, yeah, more of an oddity than anything else now, I think. An artifact from a bygone age when people would be more gullible to this sort of thing. Yeah, and nowhere near as terrifying as I remember it. So, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be throwing this one away in the bin anymore. Right, okay, well, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.